as a founder, let's say you have that company and now you got to go and raise the capital with VC. It's not easy because people are giving you their hard-earned money and trust that you're gonna 100x.
Some people are giving you their hard-earned money. Some of these venture firms got a lot of money that ain't hard-earned at all. Like, I wouldn't say that Elon Musk hard-earned his money.
Okay.
And he's gonna be a trillionaire, which is insane. Nobody should be a trillionaire.
Why not?
Why?
Because you can do more in the world, right?
Do you see Elon Musk doing more in the
Well,
world?
he's a different example, but if you have a trillionaire that actually trusts and want better for the world, shouldn't they be doing more for the world?
Let me tell you this.
Ooh, let's...
Nobody will ever become a trillionaire by being a good person. Nobody even becomes a billionaire by being a good person. There is no good person who is a billionaire. So relying on the good graces and the conscience of someone who inherently has had to be a bad person to accumulate the wealth that they've gotten is not the way to go.
Interesting.
You have to take advantage of people, take advantage of resources, take advantage of ecosystems, and hoard in order to become a billionaire, let alone a trillionaire. There are people in Haiti doing what? Starving, living bare minimum, and then you have Elon Musk who's a trillionaire. How do you sleep at night? That's crazy.
Interesting.
There and people, you know, I go back and forth with folks about this all the time because even though I very much believe in entrepreneurship, I very much believe that there has to be some level of wealth creation and generation in our communities. And I think that for Black people and Black businesses, entrepreneurship is the way.
Yeah.
I do not believe that Black capitalism is going to save us necessarily. And I don't believe that our way out is making a few people rich because there are already Black billionaires.
Yeah.
What have they done for us? What has a Black billionaire done for you personally?
Nothing.
Exactly.
However,
So-
no, I get what you're saying. I think to me, for example, when I look at some of the Black billionaires, it inspires me on what's possible because it's a different level of exposure.
But that's the trap of capitalism. The whole system in America is set up to inspire you about what's possible. That's very highly unattainable for the vast majority of people. And the whole ethos is you can pull yourself out by the bootstraps and anybody can become anything in America. Well, now, if that's the case, then why is it almost always the same looking people doing the same things that's getting all the things? Why all of us who look a certain way, who live a certain place, who have certain backgrounds, almost always are on the other side of the tracks. We're in Atlanta, where if you cross over 20, and right now we are in the West End neighborhood, which is where I went to school. I live a little bit south of here in the southwest side of Atlanta, the SWATs, for those who know. When you cross from north to South Atlanta, South Atlanta being much more Black than other places in Atlanta, the life expectancy drops by 10 years. Wow. But they're still telling people on this side of 20, you too can be a billionaire. No, the fuck you can't. And these people are not going to save you. They don't care about you. But as long as you have those examples to aspire to, you're not going to riot for what you actually deserve and are owed in this country while these people are hoarding the wealth.
Interesting. We might have to have a whole nother conversation
That's a
on
whole
this.
different podcast.
We might have to have a whole nother conversation on this.
Whole different podcast. But it's bad in the tech and startup ecosystem. You get all these little examples of people getting rich fast off of this money and blah, blah, blah. And almost all of them are white guys. Peter Thiels and Andreessens and Ben Horowitz and Elon Musk. And they're like, I wish we didn't even know as much about them as we do now because I might be less angry. But now that I've seen how horrible these people actually are, I'm like...
Well, let me ask you this. I mean, because you were a GP for a VC firm, right?
Yeah.
Tell us more about that. Like, how does the VC firm work? Do you have to raise capital?
Yes.
Or is it leveraging... Because you had an exit as well and you've built something. So you've been a founder and now you're an investor.
Yeah.
You know.
So I'm putting my own money into the fund. So is my partner. I have another general partner. Venture capital firm. So when you invest into a startup, you're investing in venture capital is an equity equity-based financing as opposed
Meaning
to
you get a percentage
Correct.
of equity in a business.
so
for
as
making
opposed
that
to
investment.
debt where
Yeah.
you're just going to pay it back and that's it.
Yeah.
We want a percentage of the business.
Yeah.
We are hoping that that business grows exponentially so that that percentage becomes worth much more in the future than
Yeah.
it is today when I invest. Running a venture capital firm, I'm not investing just my own money. I'm
Yeah.
fundraising from other people, taking that money and investing that money into startups across, whatever my thesis is with my venture fund. And I'll tell you more about mine.
Yes, of course.
And then we are hoping that that grows. We see some good valuations and exits or other forms of liquidity events.
Gotcha.
So that we can begin to return capital to our investors from
Yeah.
the fund. What we're doing with our fund, though, and why I've been on my soapbox about this whole billionaire
Yeah.
stuff and all this thing, because we are trying to redefine this model of venture capital. It has historically been predatory. It has historically locked Black people almost completely out. And when I say out, on both sides, as
Okay.
investors, as
And
well
also-
as
wow.
being invested in as founders. And it makes a small handful of people rich to the exclusion of other folks. So how do we change that a little bit?
Yeah.
With our fund, which is called Fictive Ventures, we are focused on Black people. First of all, first and foremost, I focused on Black folks. Someone asked me about my fund, and I told them we invest into Black-led tech startups across the U.S. that are building products that we believe will either create a new market or expand an existing market. And they're like, oh, great. So you work with underrepresented founders. I said, no, I do not work with underrepresented founders. I work with Black founders.
Yeah.
I don't know why everybody's scared to say Black. I'm not scared to say Black, 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 Blackity, Black, Black, Black. Black. Like,
Nah.
I work with Black people.
Yeah.
But not just in terms of who we're investing in. We're talking about the stage at which we're investing. We're coming in much earlier than most
Gotcha.
venture capital would. So that family and friends
Yeah.
round, we're willing to come in at that stage.
Gotcha.
When you are idea plus. So not I just rolled out of bed yesterday and was like, I got an idea. But there's some level of validation
Yeah.
here. You have done some footwork
Yeah.
to validate that this is actually a viable business that customers are interested in. And if we give you some money to grow this, to actually build this out and grow it, it can be a thing. So we'll come in at an earlier stage.
Yeah.
The reason why is because we feel like that's the stage where Black people really need the money and they don't get it.
Yeah, it's hard to get. So are you betting mostly on the Black person or the actual product?
Both, but
Yeah.
I'll say when you're coming in that early, it's really the person. My mama told me a long time ago, ain't nothing new under the sun. Their idea, you got somebody that had it before. And she's right. I see the same ideas
It's
over
all
and
about the
over, over
execution.
and over. So it is a lot about the level of innovation and the execution, because I can find, let's rewind 100 years. You can probably find a bunch of people who are building a better version of a carriage for horses, right? But can you find somebody who's building cars? Because that's the innovation.
Yeah.
So we're looking for innovation, which is out there. We are looking for validation.
Okay.
We are looking for above and beyond everything else, though, exceptional founders and entrepreneurs who are gonna make some shape. Like, have you ever met somebody, known them? They do something, and you're like, yeah, that tracks. Like, they go to jail, and you're like, unsurprised. Do you know anybody like that?
Yeah, of course.
Where you're like, I am completely unsurprised. That is not shocking to me. Now, also on the good
Yeah.
side, have you ever met somebody or know anyone
Yeah.
who has accomplished something phenomenal and you are unsurprised? You're like, yeah. Actually, everything that I know about that person, of course they were able to accomplish that.
100%. I can think
Exactly.
of like 10.
Invest in those people. Those are the people that you want to invest in, that I want to invest in, where you're like, nah, everything that I know about this person makes me believe 100% 100% that they're going to accomplish some amazing shit. Of course.
Yeah. That level of I see what you're saying, because now let me ask you this, right? You won't know everybody. So is it mostly you get your deal through referral?
Oh, no. I'm going to know them.
Okay,
You're not invested. You can't invest at this stage in somebody you don't know. And not to say you know everything about them. We're not bosom buddies. Like, I don't talk to them on the phone every night till I fall asleep.
Yeah.
But you get to know that person because at this early stage, you're investing in the founder or founders. You've got to know that they are coachable, that they're hungry, that they really know this market, that they have some level of insight and they have some thoughts about the future and what the future can be that nobody else has or can replicate. And they're going to make some shit shake. Like, you got to get to know them at least enough to know those things. So, no, I'm not like, oh, I read about this deal and I'm just going to send them some money and never talk to the founder. Absolutely not. But also because there's a few other things that we're doing with our fund that are, again, trying to change that model of venture capital so it actually works better for us. We're not just fueling the pure capitalism machine, but we're actually doing something that is both beneficial for our community, generates returns for us, and allows innovation to really come up out of our community. So we are investing into Black tech founders. We also are taking investments from all Black investors. Every single one of the people who's invested with us is Black.